name is Jim Green. I'm the owner of a gun shop called Gunworks in Harrington, Maine. Today's rifle we're going to discuss is a Model 94 Winchester. John Browning was working for Winchester when he came up with this design in 1894. That's why they call them the Model 94 Winchesters. They didn't actually start producing until 1895, and they were produced in several different makes and models over the years and different calibers up until 2006, when the Winchester company finally closed its doors. The only Winchester 94s being produced today are produced by Maruko of Japan under the Winchester license with that name on it, and they're pretty pricey. But the rifle here, this 30-30 is going to be just a standard carbine 30-30 hunting rifle. What we're going to cover today is disassembly and look at some stuff with the 30-30 here. What you want to do first is make sure the gun is empty. There's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine tube. There's more than one way to disassemble these, and they're not all incorrect, but what I'm going to do is start with the back and kind of work towards the front. So first thing you want to do is take the buttstock off. There's a single screw back here at the back that holds this stock on the rifle. Take your screw out and set it off to the side, and the buttstock itself comes off. And you can remove the butt plate if necessary, but I don't mess with it unless I need to. Next thing you'll do is right up here, there's two bands that hold the barrel and the magazine tube in place. So what we'll do is we'll remove this screw here on this band. All these screws, we'll take them apart. If you have a hard time remembering where the screws go, as you're taking the gun apart, if you lay them out in order, that'll help you with reassembly. Okay, we'll get these bands loosened up. There's another screw up here in the front. You need to remove that one. Now there's a magazine tube inside here and a follower, so this is going to be under spring pressure. So I just keep your thumb or one of your fingers over the end, so when you pull this screw out, you don't have parts flying out of the end of the gun. Like that. Just grab the magazine tube and pull it forward. And there's the follower. Set all that to the side. And the handguard can be removed. Excuse me. Before I take anything else off, the lever on these Winchesters are pinned to the bolt on the inside. I always like to remove that first because otherwise you have to push forward on the bolt to get to that. So we'll just take this access screw out this side over here. Set it off to the side. Now the pin itself is going to be right inside here. You can just take a pin punch in this access hole and just push it through and remove it. Okay. Flipping the gun back over, you'll have a couple of pivot pins here. We'll go ahead and pull this front one out first. Okay. This pin right here, this screw here is going to be a pivot point for the trigger guard assembly, or not the trigger guard, but the lower tang of the trigger assembly and the hammer pin. So we'll get that out of the way. Now to remove the trigger, what you'll do is just simply grab it and pull back on it because it's slotted right into the frame. We'll set that off to the side and we'll disassemble this later. Alright, once you get down to this point, you can pull forward on the lever. You can remove the hammer and this little locking block that slides up and locks into the back of the bolt. You can remove that. This last screw right here is the pivot screw for the cartridge lifter. This is what picks the cartridges up out of the magazine tube to feed them into the chamber. this point, you can just pull everything here out of the way. And there's your cartridge carrier. And then your bolts should just slide out the back. Now there's your receiver basically stripped down with the exception of your load gate. That's what this last screw here does. It holds the load gate in place. So there's your load gate. Let's get that screw out. There we go. Set that screw off to the side. This is basically stripped down here for good cleaning. A couple of things you want to keep in mind is you'll see a small screw here and one on this side. Those hold your cartridge guides in place. I generally don't remove those for cleaning. The only time I take those out is if I'm going to re-blue the gun. For cleaning purposes, I wouldn't fool with them. These other two screws here are where you can put a Williams or a Lyman receiver sight. So generally for cleaning, I don't take those out either. Other things you may want to remove, you can take the sight off. If you've got a little bit of dirt underneath that, you can drive the dovetail sight out to the side. You can remove the front sight up here by taking the hood off. Okay, and you can drive this dovetail off to the side too. But generally, just for cleaning, I wouldn't bother disassembling any more than that. So we'll set this off to the side to be cleaned. We'll come back to the bolt.